I awoke in the middle of the night to screaming. Voices crying shrilly in my ears. I bolted up from the bed, unsure of where I was. Memories slowly trickled back. War. The person who let me stay here had mentioned it. Was that the cause of the noises? As my eyes focused in the dim light and I shook the fog from my head, the noises ceased. And looking out the window at the peaceful city, I realized it had only been a dream. I caught a glimpse of myself in a faint reflection from the window and took a moment to stop and observe my own body. I was clothed in blue hooded robes with strange purple markings, faded as they were from the waters of the ocean. Across my left eye was a scar, long, narrow, and discolored. The eye itself looked ever so slightly wrong. At least the burning sensation I felt at the shore was gone. Looking down at my feathered arms and hands, I noticed a silver ring on the pointer finger of my right hand. On it was a purple gem of some sort, deeply colored and beautiful to look at. My eyes widened. Was I married? Did I have a family back home, wherever home might be? Were they missing me? My stomach churned at the thought. The right hand, though, not the left, and not the ring finger either. What could it mean? Heart still racing from the nightmare, I decided to leave the inn and explore the small town of Mantle. It was quaint, really, and felt safe, far removed from the terrors of my sleep. I breathed in the cool, fresh air of the night and headed out to the docks to reflect. Sitting by the waterside and alone with my thoughts, listening to the chirping of crickets, I soon drifted off to sleep. By the time I awoke, dawn had pierced the dark skies, and I could hear the sounds of the villagers beginning their day. Not yet ready to enter the bustling town, I decided to wander along the shoreline, heading towards a large ship I saw anchored in the distance. As I approached, I noticed the vessel was still under construction, as towers of scaffolding scaled up its sides. Steeling myself, I turned back towards the town of Mantle, but spotted something out of the corner of my eye. Some sort of strange object just sitting there on the shore. After peeling off some sort of thick, waxy wrapping around the object, I examined what appeared to be a letter, or some kind of document. It read, "A message to all people of Alathra. The Tecumid Freehold calls. We are a town born from refugees and free people. We are a fair and just society, and we call to you. All refugees and vagabonds, stake your claims in rich farming land, participate in our democracy, and share in our wealth. All people are welcome to make the freehold great, and we shall prosper together." Coordinates to this so-called freehold were included as well. Clutching the note tightly, I sat at the docks and pondered my choices. This letter, it seemed to be some general message, not meant for anyone in particular. After all, it was addressed to all people, and judging as it had just been sitting there on the shore, it seemed likely the note had been brought in by the tide. Had it been an accident? A careless sailor losing his grip? Or perhaps it was sort of a message in a bottle, and many of these notes were intentionally dropped to reach as many people as possible. My musings were cut short by the sound of armor clanking somewhere down the street, and I heard the yells of guards running drills. War, I remembered. War and plague. At that moment, I decided what I must do. When evening came, I simply left. I did not alert anyone or offer any thanks for my stay. I did not leave a note. I simply set sail into the black night, leaving the terrors of Mantle behind me. I felt intense fear paired with a strangely deep familiarity and one more thing. Regret. Regret. As if Mantle's war was my war. As if I owed something to the city that provided me with one night's shelter. It was silly, and yet I couldn't shake the guilt. Nonetheless, I carried on. Finally, I arrived at the Tecumid Freehold. Hello? Is anyone there?
Hello, sir. Welcome to the Tecumid Freehold. I've gifts for you in my house.
I found some message on the shore about this place being a haven for refugees.
Ah, yes. Glad to see our messages are getting out there. This place was settled as a haven for refugees and freedmen. All are welcome here.
I am certainly in need of a place to stay. I was in a city called Mantle, but there is war and illness there.
Ah, terrible thing to hear. You can stay here for as long as you like. Follow me. I have gifts, armor to protect you, and torches to light your way.
Thank you so much. This will be so helpful. Is there some way I can repay you?
Of course! We want all our people to prosper, even if you're just passing through. We are in need of resources. Are you a good builder at all?
Resources? Of what sort? As for building, well, I don't know. I don't know much at all. My memory...
You have amnesia?
Yes, something to that effect.
And by resources, I mean iron, diamonds, netherite, all things to bother the economy.
Economy? Those are precious metals. You are in need of miners.
Oh, yes. We are in need of about every profession. Farmers, miners, guards, soldiers. You can take your pick if you'd like.
I would be happy to assist with mining for now. I would like to upgrade my tools anyway.
Of course. Glad that we can be mutually beneficial. Shall I invite you to the town and give you a place to set up your house?
I am in your debt. I would gladly join with you, at least for while I am figuring things out. After quickly assembling a makeshift hut for shelter, I made my way over to the town's fields and began gathering food. This place felt more homey than even the small town of Mantle. But even during the day, there was little commotion in the streets. The freehold was peaceful, quiet to a fault, and though it soothed me, it did not quell the fear that I had felt in the back of my mind since I awoke on that beach. Pushing my thoughts aside, I ventured into the mines and began gathering resources. In the caves, I was able to focus on my work and busy my mind with the clang of iron on stone. Before long, I had mined up a fair amount and was ready to return to the surface, but happened across an oddity: ice. Confused, I turned to examine it, and to my surprise saw a road of sorts, completely frozen, going as far as my eyes could see. Curiosity got the best of me. Ice? Down here? I set down my boat and followed the trail in a random direction. At the end of the frozen road, I found a stairway. Taking it brought me into the interior of some man-made structure with crafting tables and furnaces, torches and ladders. Intrigued, I paced around the large halls before finding what seemed to be a library. Was I in another town? I heard nothing, no one, just the creaking of wood under my feet. It was deadly quiet. I felt a draft, and following it, reached a balcony with an overview into the tundra. Shivering from the cold, I turned and began searching the library for clues as to what this place was. I did not find a clue. I found a book. A book in which every word hit me like lightning. My heart pounded, ached. And the words, important, but why? They grew, an otherworldly wail in my ears, and the screams were back. My bruised eye pounded and my mind slipped. I didn't know I fell until I felt wooden planks against my head, a stabbing pain and darkness.